Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a nice start to your day, or a nice middle of your day, I guess. But whew, it's been a hot one to say the least. High pressure's in charge. Not much to talk about in terms of any precipitation. You can see just a few clouds here as we look not just across southern New England, but New England on the whole. But let's jump outside to that Providence sky cam where it's beautiful and blue. Couple clouds to make the sky look a little more interesting. But I think the most interesting part of this forecast is the heat, to say the least. Now, I'm going to move aside so you can see, but we did officially hit 90 degrees as the high temperature in Providence today. Now, for those of you who need a little refresher, allow me to help you here. A heat wave in this part of the country is when we have 3 or more days at 90 degrees or higher. So we've already hit one. Will we hit Tuesday and Wednesday? I think so. I think this will be our second official heat wave of the season. And I think the National Weather Service is planning for more of the same here because that heat advisory is in place, not just for parts of New England, but really across so much of the Northeast, even parts of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and the South Central states as well. So there are a lot of us suffering through this heat right now. How hot is it outside? Well, I'll tell you, the temperatures are in the 80s, but with the humidity, it feels like we're in the 90s right now. Feels like 95 in Providence, feels like 96 in Smithfield, 94 in Taunton, and even down by the coast, you're finally getting a little relief after what was a very toasty day with those feels like temperatures in the upper 80s earlier, mid 80s right now. Overnight tonight, temperatures get back down towards 70 degrees, which is quite mild for this time of year. And that's another concern when it comes to this heat because you don't get that nice cool down that you normally would on a New England summer night. So with temperatures being this warm overnight, again, super important to take your health into account these next couple of days. All right, I was saying I think we're going to have a heat wave. This is part of the reason why. It gets worse before it gets better. Tomorrow, putting Providence at 97 degrees, which would, by the way, set a daily record. The hottest temperature we've had on the 29th of July is 96 degrees. So I think we're going to crack that record at 97. I suppose we'll see tomorrow in the afternoon. But it's going to feel even hotter with temperatures feeling like the triple digits tomorrow afternoon once you add in the sunshine and the humidity as well. So make sure, again, you are really prepared for this heat, not just Tuesday, but look at Wednesday. It's still going to feel like we're in the low to mid 90s across the area. Now, how hot is it going to feel? Again, so brutal that you could have issues with your health, and that's why you have that advisory in place. So what can you do to help out? You guys know this, right? It's common sense. Wear light, loose clothing when you're outside. Don't forget to hydrate, tons of water. Some with a little salt, little electrolytes, not a bad idea either. Take breaks in the AC and make sure you're checking on your neighbors and your pets. And hey, a little tip for you dog owners out there, if you're thinking about taking the dog for a walk, put the back of your hand on the pavement. If you can hold it there comfortably for 10 seconds, then your dog's paws will be okay. If you can't, they're going to be very uncomfortable and even painful at times. Now, we kind of fall off a cliff temperature-wise once we go from Wednesday into Thursday. What the heck's going on here? We go from the 90s to the 70s all of a sudden. That's because our next cold front comes through as we get into Thursday. This actually could throw a couple showers, maybe a thunderstorm our way super late on Wednesday night. I'm talking way after sunset, close to midnight. We're also looking at the potential of some showers and maybe a rumble of thunder on Thursday as well. And I think this is where things are more widespread. And this looks like it could really give us our final hurrah of rain as we get into Friday morning and very early afternoon. So not super nice to end out the week, but here's the kicker. I love a little good news in a forecast, and I think this is great news. It's going to be so beautiful for the weekend. My pick of the week is going to be Saturday, but I think it could really be Saturday or Sunday. It's kind of like a pick your poison, right? 70s or 80s, which do you prefer?